Boards clearly own the strategy for ESG and sustainability. I'm not sure that many boards quite understand that right now. I think what they do is they consider ESG investing, or they consider some elements of ESG at a board level. It's maybe squashed into a dialogue once a quarter or maybe once a year as part of a governance committee, but it's not being considered in any significant way. Some boards might consider ESG sustainability topics as part of the overall risk framework. Very few are considering it as oversight as part of their audit committees. So the first thing that boards need to really do is stand back and look at the ESG and sustainability topics and decide what is it that we are going to do as a company when it comes to building a strategy on these topics. Many boards should have an ESG and sustainability committee. They should have a separate committee that focuses on these topics. It is big enough for them to have a separate committee. Considering it once a quarter or even once a year is simply insufficient. It's not sufficient to be able to focus on this topic. So boards need to seriously think about the time that they spend on these topics. They need to think about the level of importance that these topics get on the board agenda. They need to think about the competency of some of their board members. Even if the board members are somewhat experienced in ESG and sustainability, they need to think about whether they've got the competence to build strategies, to instruct management on how to execute those strategies. So boards need to really stand back and think about how they're dealing with these topics, because currently what they're doing appears to be a bit insufficient. The level of knowledge, the level of focus, the level of time, the level of effort, and the lack of a coherent strategy simply isn't moving the needle. And unfortunately, it starts at the top, and if the board isn't aligned with a clear strategy, then management has absolutely no ability to implement that strategy across the organisation, and therefore we won't make an impact at all on those corporate sustainability efforts.